This is a review of Duel On and Mustafar, given set number 75269 with 208 pieces, releasing back in 2020 for the retail price of $19.99. So this set, of course, includes two minifigures, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker, so I'll start with those. I'll start with Obi-Wan Kenobi here, because he actually showed up in two other sets from the same year here, and there's a lot of controversy around them in the two sets because of his torso print showing a little bit of lava marks or technically battle damage. A lot of people think they're lava marks, and it showed up in, I believe, the Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Interceptor, as well as the General Grievous's Starfighter, which I do have a review about that, and a lot of people didn't like that. And of course, this is the real set it comes in, so technically I can't critique that set specifically for that. But I wish it would have just gone with a cleaner look for all the sets, including this one, rather than a lava print on all of them. But for the face prints, we have this sort of like concerned, I guess, normal face-ish, which you can have pretty useful, as well as this back face print, which is supposed to be like when he's piloting the Jedi Interceptor, which of course they did reuse the same face print, which kind of sucks. And I wish they would have just used like a more accurate one or had two different ones, because they also have the exact same face print for the General Grievous's Starfighter. So again, they're going with the option where it only works with one set rather than two sets, which are all the ones with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And this figure does have a little bit of leg print, but it's in, I think, every single, or like most of the Jedi from this like era, like this 2020 and beyond, is sort of, they have like a new style of the minifigures printing. So most of the Jedi have the leg printing, but I still think it is good. Of course, it has the classic lightsaber, but these do have some bubbles in it, because I think it is a little bit older one. They don't have the frosted ones yet, but I won't critique that too much. But the next figure is definitely better than this Obi-Wan here. It is, of course, Anakin here, which he does come with some lava marks. And I don't see a lot of people complaining about this, because I think there was only one more set that he came in, which is, of course, his Interceptor, which had the lava marks on it. But I don't mind them too much on this figure. I feel like they stand out a little bit more on the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. But on a little bit of leg printing here, which you can see sort of has the same outline as the last Jedi, but it is like a little different with the colors and the like thin lines, but it mainly follows like the same template of printing on it. It does have some good back printing, no arm printing, which I don't really care too much about, and it does come with some nice hair, which is very iconic for him as well for episode 3. And then we get one face, which is his yellow Sith eyes, and one regular, which is a little bit mad, which I actually like. This is actually one of the best face prints, or dual face prints, that we've gotten for a figure. Now we have the figures out of the way. I'd usually go to the build, but since I have the box art, I'll actually take a second to look at it, because it actually looks pretty good for Revenge of the Sith. And obviously there's no like anniversary plate or anything, because it's not for a specific anniversary, but it does have the cool Vader logo there. I wish it was something more episode 3 rather than Vader, but I guess it was just for that year. They have a certain character on the side for most sets. Now it's kind of a little bit changed depending on the set that they have. It is a pretty normal box art and does have the like Tantive 4, I guess, greebling on it from most of the sets, again, in 2020. But I might just be because they're specifically on Mustafar, but I really like how the design on like everything in the back as the background image on the back looks, and sort of how it just like goes into it, because it's not really most times in Lego sets it sort of stands out like a lot. But of course this one, it does a little bit stand out so you can tell what Lego set it is, but I feel like it blends in a lot more to the actual box art in the back. And there was an original set, I think in 2005 was when most Revenge of the Sith sets came out. There was a larger play scale one, which of course they promote a lot more creativity, but it sort of reminds me of that box art in the back. And it does actually come with a whole bunch of play features, of course, to simulate the battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan in the end of episode 3. So now let's take a look at some of them. So again, there's a lot of play features that you get with the set here, because of course it is definitely sort of like a play set that I would imagine, if I see it get rumored, I would imagine this would be a play set rather than display set, which I'm honestly mixed feelings about it, because of course I want a good display set, but I feel like a cheaper play set could also be pretty good for display, because the main feature here, I guess, is that you can like move these main two sides here. The box art displays it like this, but of course you can connect it here with this hinge pieces here. Pretty easy to connect, and you can also separate it. There's another one here. This is probably my favorite display option out of all of them, because it sort of hides all like the joints and all like the connectivity and stuff on the background here, which doesn't really look good. And I feel like this one is long ways is just like the nicest one, I guess, in looks. And of course they do have these two like Mustafar droids, one with like some hands here. I guess you can move it, but not really a lot, which I don't think that's like a main ability, but you can move both of these back and forth. They do have these like pieces, I guess, supposed to hold on to it, but you can still move it wherever you really want. It displays Obi-Wan here and Anakin here. Technically Anakin has the high ground in this one, but you can, I guess, switch them if you want. There's like a jumper play here that you can put them on, and then they spin a full 360 there, so there's a lot of playability, as well as display or like design looks, I guess, because you don't just get a huge like lava scene, you do get some like darker black pieces for like the land, and you do have this sort of like chunk of like the Mustafar like area, where of course it gets like completely destroyed by the lava. So I guess there is like a bridge, which I think was intentionally like standing up originally, but then of course in their duel that they have, it falls over, and the lava detail is actually pretty good. I know it is a little bit dusty because this came out again in 2020, so technically 5 years, so that is pretty crazy. And we do get some of these, like, I guess I recognize them as like helicopter pieces, but you can bend them any way you want, I guess. But there is like one where it's sort of showing a little bit more lava detail there, and if you just put it flat, it does run into lava, so it makes a lot more sense. And I think the connectivity and the design in it is really good, but the one downside is it doesn't display well with the one setting of the like joints that I like. Again, this is my favorite part of the like the play feature, I guess, the ways that you can display it a lot of ways again, and this one is my favorite, but you can't really put it down like that because it covers most of the first Mustafar droid there. And if you put it back here, it doesn't really make sense. I guess you could technically remove this lava piece and switch it with the like Mustafar landscape piece, but it's not too much of a critique because this is mainly for displayability. Not really for displayability, it's mainly for playability, but they do include like a lot of translucent pieces as well. And I think there's actually supposed to be a bunch of studs in there, which is like the main play feature, which I'll show you guys right now. I loaded in the translucent orange studs, which I'm not sure how much it gives you because it has been a while since I've actually got this set new. Of course, again, 5 years, so it has been a while. Basically, you put it in this section here, then you push it back, and the lava is supposed to like jump out, which again, Lego's play features are pretty good. It's either like a really good play feature, really bad one. I don't want to say this is really bad, but it is, I guess, okay for playability, but there's not too much like movement or too much area to actually push this in, so you can't really get as much force as I would like it to really show the lava actually splashing like in front of them like it does in the movie. But I still think it is a pretty cool play feature to include in the set. But that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing rest of your day, and see you all in the next one.